Hi guys, welcome to A Simple Life with Tumi. My name is Tumi Einstein. I'm so happy to have you back here on my channel. If you're a returning viewer and if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you stick around to hear what I'm about to tell you. So today I'm actually talking about nanny drama, or actually how to have no more nanny drama in your life, how to have like a good relationship with your nanny, because you know that we need that. And I'm talking about this because my friends are always asking me about how do we actually have to get a good nanny? What must I do? Where must I get one? And I just thought, you know what, let me just make this video, because next time they ask me, I'll refer them to this video. I'm joking. I think, you know what, I actually do have stuff to share, so that's why I'm making this video. I was raised by nannies all my life. My mother was a nurse, so she'd work night shifts, she'd work long hours, so she always had to leave me under the care of someone, and always that person was a helper, a nanny in our household. So from a very young age I developed a very good relationship with nannies. That's why I think it's actually good for me to do this video today. The first thing that I want you to know about nannies is that no one is perfect. In as much as you as an individual are not perfect at your job or in anything that you do, even your nanny won't be perfect at what they do. They also won't be a perfect person. So you must always have that reservation inside of you that, you know what, yes, they are my nanny, yes, they work for me, but they are not perfect. So please scrap out that thing of having like the biggest expectations that you even yourself can't meet on that person just because they are working for you. Remember, they are human, they are not your slave. They are there to also fend for their families just as much as you are also working for your family at whatever thing that you're doing. The second thing that I want you to understand about nannies is that before you get yourself a nanny, you must at least have a picture of someone that you want in your mind. What do I mean by this? So let's say you want a mature lady. You must have that picture that, you know what, I want a mature lady who's in her 40s, has got like a minimum of 3 kids, they've been working for 10 years. That will help you in searching for the right nanny. You won't just go for anyone that they say is a helper or a nanny, but you'll go for the specific person that you want to have in your household. For me personally, I knew that I wanted somebody who was responsible, who was from a good background, and who was respectful. And that is the one thing that I wanted in a nanny. For me, it didn't really matter the age or their background, but I knew that I wanted that. So for me to get somebody like that, I had to get like a good reference, and in this case was the sister of the person that I'm actually with, and they really helped me so much because I could see with the behavior of the sister the type of person that I will probably have in my household as my helper or my nanny. So always have a picture of the type of a person that you want in your household. Number 3, remember that you guys were not raised by the same mother. So the fact that you're not raised by the same mother, it means that you guys don't do things the same way. Obviously, they are your helper, they are working for you. There are things that you're gonna need to show them that they need to do in order to satisfy you, but most of the time, keep that in mind. Their way of doing things is not your way of doing things. So don't frustrate yourself and don't frustrate them with unreasonable expectations, especially if they've not been communicated to them as yet. What you know is not what they know. So keep that in mind all the time. Number 4, I want you to understand that you must not make any assumptions. If there's something that you want them to do for you, tell them. Don't have assumptions that, okay, I actually expect them to clean here or do this like that. Tell them. That is gonna deal with a lot of frustration. It's gonna actually avoid a lot of frustration and help you guys to have a good relationship going forward. Number 5, I think what you need to do is to lower your expectations to what really matters. As I told you in the beginning, you must know the type of a person that you want. And on top of that, you must really lower your expectations to what really matters. For me, let me give you an example. In my case, I know that I want my kids to be cared for. I want them to get attention when I can't give them that attention while I pursue other things like work, ministry, and other things. So for me, I knew that I want somebody who's going to love my kids, who's gonna respect me and respect them, and somebody who is gonna be committed to our working relationship together. So other things really, yes, they do matter, but I would like to encourage you to lower your expectations to what really matters, because as I've told you, nobody is perfect. Number 5, I need you to understand that when you have a helper in your house, they are human. They are not a machine. This means that they get sick, they get tired, and they also get lazy sometimes. So don't expect them to always be like on their A game every day. Are you always on your A game yourself? So remember that, always keep that in mind when dealing with your helper, that you know what, the things that I know that, you know what, at work sometimes I'm just tired, I'm not as productive as the day before or the day after. Also, the same applies with them. So they are not machines, they are human. Always keep that in mind. Number 7, I'm gonna say that you must make sure that you pay your people well. I know that we don't always have the same amount of money to pay our helpers. It always depends on from family to family, but I think the one thing that you can use as a gauge of whether you're paying them well is the minimum wage. You know what, always use that as your standpoint, and also be reasonable. We'll always try to be reasonable in the way that you pay your person. It's gonna go a long way. We all want to feel like, okay, we're being paid well, and we work better when we know that we're actually getting paid well. So don't cheat the person that's working for you. Be fair on them. Be fair on them even in the way that you actually remunerate them for their services towards you. Number 5, I'm going to say that you must allow your person leave days, or your helper, your nanny, leave days. Don't expect them to work like the whole year and expect them to be productive. You must give them that leave days. We get 21 days, I think, according to the law. So you must also have that in mind. In my case, we usually do it in December, where she gets like a very long leave. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you guys can do it, but it really goes a long way. Even the public holidays and other things like that, you must always take them into consideration when you're actually giving them annual paid leave, and it must be annual paid leave. Don't now say, okay, you're not here, you're not working, then I'm not gonna pay you, when it's supposed to be their time to rest during the year. Always take that into consideration. When they are rested and they come back happy, you're also gonna be happy with them. Number 9, I'm gonna say that you need them, so treat them well. You know, for me, I remember when I was still working at the office. Okay, now we're working from home, but when I was still at the office, the one thing that I knew is that I want my child to be treated well when I'm not there. And the only way for me to actually make sure that they're being treated well, I won't see it, I won't know what they're doing when I'm not there, but at least I'll treat my helper well, you know, so that she also reciprocates it upon my child, to say, okay, the mother is good to me, let me at least be good to the child. Because I mean, if you're mean to them and you're treating them well, obviously it's gonna be very easy for them to not treat your child well. I mean, just because you're treating them well doesn't mean that they're gonna treat your baby well. It's not a guarantee, but at least, you know, you're also trying to get them to treat your baby well, and that can really help in your working relationship. Number 10, I've said a lot of things, but I'm gonna end with this one. When you have a helper, they work in your home. right? So it's a home. You must make sure that they also feel at home in your house. Yes, it's a service contract. Yes, they work for you, you pay them, but you must always make sure that they feel at home. Having them feeling at home, it just means that, you know what, they won't get tired of your place. They won't feel like, okay, I can't wait to leave, you know, and they also won't be looking for other places where they'll be treated better out there. Number two, because it's a service contract, each party needs to do their part. I've said a lot of things about this, but this is very important. This is the core of any working relationship. They need to do their part. After you've outlined your expectations and your assumptions to them, they also need to come and do whatever you've told them to do. Afterwards, when you're happy with their service, even if you're not happy, I mean, it's a service contract. You've decided that I'm gonna give you this specific amount every single month or every week, depending on how often you pay them. You must also come and now do your part. Always pay your person and always try to pay them. Not always try. Actually, always pay your helper and always pay them on time. That's a very, very important. So with that being said, guys, I know there's a lot of dynamics that go into our relationship with our helpers and our nannies. I think other people want their helpers to wear uniforms, to refer to them as Sisi, auntie, and all those other things. I feel like those are the things that you need to communicate with your nanny when you're starting the relationship. But the core things that you need in your relationship with your nanny is respect, is commitment, and is to make sure that they are also happy in the environment that they are working in. This is a relationship where you give and they give. So both parties need to be happy and satisfied. I really hope I did justice to this topic. If there's more that you want me to talk about concerning this, please write it down below or add whatever you think I have forgotten down below. With that being said, guys, let's continue to treat our helpers, our nannies, the people that work for us, our garden boys, anyone who actually works in your house. Treat them well, treat them with respect. Remember, they are human, and just because maybe you are in a place of privilege where you are the one who pays them doesn't mean that you're better than them. No, it just means that, okay, you are blessed enough to actually be able to give them the money that they need at the end of the month, and they are blessed enough to actually serve you, you know, with the services that they're giving you in your household. With that being said, guys, goodbye and see you next week.